I've got the Mexican monster, David Benavidez here, two-time super middleweight champion of the world. He's got a big fight March 25th, Showtime pay-per-view against his longtime nemesis, Caleb Plant. How you doing, David?
I'm doing good, man, and I just want to tell you, thank you for taking this time out to interview me. But I'm feeling really good, man. Like I said, this is the biggest fight of my career so far, and it's been a long way up. We've had a lot of fights, but finally I'm getting the opportunity that I've been so much asking for, and I'm ready, man. I feel like the camp is already over. I worked my ass off this whole camp. We got 24 days left to the fight, so I'm 100% ready.
Yeah, man, and I want to get into the fight. Obviously, this in a lot of ways may be the biggest fight of your career to date. But I gotta ask you about your brother being in the Creed movie. How happy are you for him just being in such a big movie like that?
I was very happy, man. And not only was I happy, but I was very impressed. He kind of looked like a seasoned vet in the acting game. So I was just happy with him, seeing that he could transition from a professional boxer to hopefully being an actor in the future. He already has a good resume. He killed it in the Creed 3. And so maybe he could be open to getting other movie roles in the future. But I'm just super happy for him, bro. He really deserves it, and he worked hard for it. I think what nobody knows too, that his wife was pregnant, and the whole time that he was over there, I think on February she she gave birth to my niece. So, there was a lot of big sacrifices, too, that my brother had to make to go make that movie. But, they're all paid off. And, he had a great role and he did a great job.
Yeah, and he had to try out for the role. It wasn't just handed to him.
No, yeah, definitely. There was a lot of other guys that they wanted to give the role to, but he's the one who won it. So, like I'm saying, I'm very happy for him, man. He really he deserves all the glory.
Well, that's fantastic. Having known him for when he got started in the pros with your dad, so that's great. But let's talk about the fight, man. I know you've talked about this ad nauseum and so forth, but I'm just curious, and I haven't really heard much about this. But this spat with Caleb started in the gym, but I've never seen two guys genuinely hate each other like you two. What is it that is really driving all that?
Well, to be honest, I think a lot of it is more of the competitive side. Already when I had seen him, that he was in the weight class and we're both coming up, it's kind of, you see people. For me, I've always seen everybody in my weight class as competition. I've never really trash talked nobody unless they trash talk to me back. So I would see him on occasion, and I knew he was on my weight class. So I'd say what's up. Basically he'd say what's up. And then he'd leave from there, and then he'll do a whole interview about me, like talking crap and saying this and that I'm nothing, that he'll beat me like nothing. So that's basically where it started. And then, just one thing led to another. We seen him at the gym. We had a conversation, and then, that's what happens when you guys keep talking, and it just basically the tension keeps building up. But now, as it is right now, that we have this fight going on, a lot of more trash talk has been going on, and this is really what you have to do to motivate yourself to really want to beat somebody up. I don't want to just beat this guy. I want to beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I'm going to do. A lot of people think that Caleb Plant is a better boxer. He has better feet. He does move good. But at the end of the day, who's the most accurate fighter at super middleweight? I land about at 46%, which nobody talks about. I throw more punches than anybody. Caleb Plant is not even in that top list of the most accurate punchers. You know what I mean? And not only am I the most accurate puncher at super middleweight, but I'm one of the hardest hitters at super middleweight. So when you got a guy that throws volume punches like that is that accurate, is very dangerous. I've never lost more than 2 rounds in a row. So I don't know, understand why everybody's saying that this guy's just going to outbox me for 12 rounds, this and that. The type of spirit I have, I will not allow that. If a guy hits me with 1 shot, I got to come back with 2 or 3. And that's always how it's been with me. You know what I mean? Especially right now, I feel like I'm the best stage in my life. I'm there mentally, physically, and emotionally. I'm at one with myself, and I know exactly what I have to do to win this fight. And I have a great game plan. And I haven't left any stone unturned for this fight. I've been training for like about 3.5 months. I've been working my ass off, and I've been putting in work. So people that think that I have no defense, I have no this and that, the Caleb plans to have easy fight, you know, they can think what they want to think. At the end of the day, I take matters into my own hands. And then when I tell you, I guarantee you I'm going to stop this guy, that's the truth. I'm going to stop this guy.
Yeah, and the buildup, I mean, you guys have been wanting to fight for a long time, but, you know, timing is everything. And the buildup feels like Ali Frazier. I mean, the way you guys went at it at the press conference, your dad got involved. I mean, does it feel like something you've never experienced before a fight?
Yeah, this has been the most vocal I've ever been. You know, I've had trash talk, but not to this extent. But I feel like at the end of the day, this is all part of the show. I mean, it's genuine that we don't like each other, but it's better that we're being more vocal because I feel like this is the right time to do it because at the end of the day, this is what sells pay-per-view. It's like basically you thinking about it, what if the WWE didn't have any drama? You know, there'd just be boring, not boring, but there'd just be regular WWE matches. So for this fight, it's already going to be a great fight, but the build-up is even better too. You know what I mean? So I feel like it has people just anxious and wanting to watch this fight. And this fight is definitely going to be a great fight, bro. I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm willing to go through any obstacle to get this guy out of there. And I'm very excited. I'm very motivated. And not only am I motivated for myself, but this whole card is on fire. You know, you got Jesus Ramos versus Joey Spence. You got my teammate Jose Valenzuela versus Chris Colbert. You know, there's just so much. It's going to be a great fight for boxing, and I'm just very excited that I could be on the forefront of having the first big pay-per-view fight of this year. So I'm very excited, man. I'm excited for myself, and I'm excited for all the fans boxing worldwide.
Yeah, boxing, as you know, because I know you love the sport. People have been craving big fights, and whether there's a title on the line or not, I mean, this is no doubt one of the biggest fights in boxing that has been made and probably will be for the year. But since you went there with the people on the card, I want to touch on that. I did interview Abel Ramos and Jesus Ramos Jr. the other day. Great guys. And obviously, you got the Arizona ties. They spoke really highly of you and the relationship. Talk about that relationship, because I don't think enough is said about what fighters do for other fighters. You know, like I know Jesus is an up-and-comer. Abel's been around and it's made some noise. But talk about, you know, bringing other guys along with you. Yeah,
so we have a lot of history, man. Abel Ramos, he fought my brother in the amateurs. I think I was like 7 years old. So, I mean, I've known their family for a long time. We used to go spar at their gym. So not only am I happy that they're on my card, but I'm happy that, you know, they're doing really big things, you know, from Arizona. I always love to see my people do big things. And, you know, they're both great fighters. They're both great guys. And now I feel like it's doing such big things for the city that we represent Arizona as a whole, you know. So I'm just very excited for them. You know, I love both of them. I think Jesus Ramos, he's going to be a world champion soon because, you know, he has a great fight. I think this fight might be a title eliminator for him. So I'm just happy to see people from Arizona doing really big things, and we just want to keep it going. I feel like it's good that we're all from Arizona because we could show the kids hope from Arizona. You know, it's not easy to make it out of there, but if you really want to make it out, you can make it out, and anything is possible. So I feel like that's what we bring to the table as a whole.
And what I really learned from them outside of just the boxing side of it, and just like you and your brother and your dad, knowing, you know, your dad for a while, is just their personalities, just outside the ring. They're such great guys to talk to.
No, yeah, definitely. And I feel like if you notice, guys that have that fight the type of way we fight, that have our type of fighting style, are always the nicest guys. You know what I mean? You get guys that are brawlers that are taking punch after punch and knocking people out, but they're the most, you know, humble, down to earth guys. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's really what, you know, makes me like them even more, because not only are they great, you know, great fighters inside the ring, but they're great guys outside the ring as well.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Let me ask you, you know, and I know you've addressed this, but Caleb came out with your domain name, you know, and stuff like that. It's mind games, I guess, but what did you make of all that?
So to be honest with me, it didn't really bother me, because when I bought my domain name 5 years ago, DavidBenavidez.com wasn't available. And then I had just seen an interview with Caleb Plant saying that he was the one who bought the domain name 5 years ago. So I mean, it's kind of weird, bro, to be honest with you, that he goes to that extent. He bought the domain name that long ago. But it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, if any of my fans that go on davidbenavidez.com and see Caleb Plant stuff, none of my fans like Caleb Plant. So I don't think that's no advantage to him. The only thing he wants to do is get inside my head. But I mean, we're far past that point right now that the talking is done already. You know, we got 24 days left, so he can do whatever he wants to do, but he's gonna have to see me in 24 days. And you know, there's no words and no talking in the world that could save him from what I'm about to do to him.
David, let me ask you this. You're only 26 still. You talked about it at the top, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually, you're all there. I mean, do you feel like you're just getting started in this fight game?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm just getting started. Like I said, it's been a long way up. We've had a lot of ups and downs, but I feel like as a person, it's made me a better person, and it's made me more mature, and it's made me more focused, you know, because you could have a lot, but you could get it all taken away that quick too. So, and I've had it taken away too. So now I know exactly what I have to do. I know exactly how much and how hard I have to train. And like I said, I'm there 100%. I'm locked in. You know, I love this. This is really what I love to do. I love to train. I love to run. I love to spar. So everything about the sport I love. So I'm fully intact with myself right now. So this fight couldn't come at a better time. I feel like I'm the best. I'm really getting into my prime now. I'm at the beginning stages of getting into my prime, and I feel like after this fight, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and let's talk about this. You know, assuming everything goes the way you just described, you know, Canelo has always been kind of that meal ticket for everybody. But I also noticed you said the maturity part. You know, I think before, you know, everyone wanted to get Canelo, right? And for obvious reasons, he's the money guy. But now it's one fight at a time. It's you know, taking care of what's in front of you. Is that kind of been a big change in your approach?
So yeah, I mean, everything has been. I always take everything one fight at a time. But like I said, I've been mandatory for Canelo for the past 3 fights. So after this fight, when I beat Caleb Plant, there's not going to be no more room for him to run or to say anything else. I feel like my main objective is to get that WBC belt back. And if Canelo doesn't want to give me the opportunity, then he's going to have to drop it. But I feel like he's going to face a lot of criticism if that's the route he wants to go. I mean, I'm the best. Besides Canelo, I'm the best super middleweight out there. So why would he not want to give me the opportunity? You know what I mean? A lot of the people want to see it. It would be a huge fight. So it doesn't make sense why he wouldn't want to give me the opportunity. But like I said, I got to go in there, do my job, and then after this fight, I think it's possible that we might get a fight with Canelo Alvarez right after.
So yeah, and I don't blame you. You want that fight. It's, you know, the fans have been craving it, like you said. Would be one of, if not the biggest fight in boxing. And we'll wrap up here in a minute with 2-time world champion David Benavidez. I mentioned at the outset the Mexican Monster, which was a name given to you by none other than Iron Mike Tyson. How does that make you feel when a legend like Mike gives you a name like that?
It makes me feel really great, man. Very happy, very motivated that I get the support from a legend like that. And what was funny the other day, I was watching an old interview. My very first interview that I did with Ellie Setback, I was like 12 years old, and he was asking me, what type of fighter do you want to be like? And I say, I think Mike Tyson, I would like to be a fighter like him. And then just seeing that, and then just the way everything unwrapped, and Mike Tyson, I sit down with Mike Tyson, and then he gives me a nickname. I feel like I took that as a message from the universe that, you know, that I'm at the right place where I have to be, and everything I've done is right. So just keep working hard and everything will take care of itself. But it's not only Mike Tyson as well. It's, you know, I have a lot of support from Julio Cesar Chavez, Juan Manuel Marquez, you know, a lot of other fighters, man. It's just been a blessing, bro. It's really been a blessing. When you have the support from the idols that you looked up to your whole life, you know, it just makes you feel that you're in the right spot. And I'm just going to keep working. And like I said, the sky's the limit for me. I'm going to keep working and doing what I have to do, and I'm going to prove everybody that follows me right.
And so last question, just based on that, David, how important is your legacy in this sport? It sounds like, you pay tribute to the guys that came before you, Tyson, Chavez, these guys. How important is that legacy?
It's definitely very important, man. That's definitely the one thing that I want. By the time I'm done with my career, I want to be. I want to say that I was definitely the best of my generation. But now the other side that I look at too is not just being successful for myself, but it's also being successful for my team. I have guys like Raul Valenzuela, Diego Pacheco, Fed Pacheco, my brother Jose Benavidez. I've transitioned from not just only wanting to be a fighter, but wanting to be a teacher too. And I feel like I'm in the position to do it. You know what I mean? I'm teaching all my guys a lot of stuff. You know, I'm kind of taking the trainer role now. You know, I'm kind of I help my dad, not train, but you know, I give the other guys tips. And you know, I feel like I have the most experience out of anybody in my team. So I mean, it's my job. You know, I really want my guys to be successful, and I want my guys to be world champions too. So. And then at the end of the day, too, it just works. It works from my IQ, and it makes me a better fighter. When I teach somebody else something, it helps me understand it a little bit better too. So I just grow as a fighter overall. But it's not only about me now. It's about me, my team, and then when my son gets older, I want to be his trainer and hopefully make him a world champion too.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, David, I appreciate it. David Benavidez, two-time world champion, got the biggest fight in boxing, maybe outside of Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis on the calendar, but it's a huge fight on Showtime pay-per-view, PBC, March 25th. Man, it's always great to talk to you. Love your family, and wish you nothing but success and good luck on March 25th.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.